Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Green Bay Packers 2007 rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right. We are back, and we've got ourselves, you could say, a little bit of a quarterback controversy. In the last episode, we had the first season of Robert Griffin III as our quarterback, because the season previous, we had let Aaron Rodgers go into free agency because we just didn't have the money to pay him, and he went. So we brought in Robert Griffin III, and he was basically just there to be the bridge until we got to the 2017 offseason draft, which included a certain Patrick Mahomes. So that was the goal. But then Robert Griffin III led us to a Super Bowl appearance. Now, unfortunately, we didn't win that Super Bowl, and that could be looked at as a knock on RG3, but he had a great season stat-wise, and he led us to the Super Bowl, to at least appear in it. Yes, we've won a couple with Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't think we were going to be in the Super Bowl again without Aaron Rodgers before we got our next quarterback, and RG3 did just that. He led us to the Super Bowl. Now, like I said, he didn't win the Super Bowl for us, but he got us to it. And then we go into the offseason, and we still draft Patrick Mahomes. So what do? Do we have an actual quarterback controversy? I think the plan is, and this is only the plan because this is how they're rated in the game, RG3 will start over Patrick Mahomes for this season, simply because Mahomes is like a 77 or something overall, and I think RG3 is in the mid to high 80s. So we will give RG3 the benefit of the doubt. We will give him the reins of the team for now, and we'll see what happens. But we all eventually know that it's Patrick Mahomes' team. So we'll see what happens. This is kind of like the scenario that we had early in the series when we first started, when we still had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers was waiting in the wings. We kind of have recreated that entire scenario. Now, I'm not saying that RG3 and Brett Favre are comparable in any way, or that Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are comparable in any way. But I'm saying that we have a established veteran presence who is a high overall starting the season for us, and we have a young, hungry prodigy next in line waiting there behind him learning. That's the kind of, we've built that scenario again I didn't even realize we were doing that, but we've kind of built that scenario again all these years later, 10 years later. We've gone 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. We started in 2007, 2008 with this series. We're now in 2017, 2018. So we've gone a full decade, and I've created that same exact scenario with a veteran presence and a young rookie quarterback, or a young future quarterback behind him. I didn't even try to do that. That's just kind of funny how things work. So we will see how RG3 does with his second season under his belt. If we make it to the Super Bowl again, then it'll be a lot harder to make that decision. But that's if we even get to the Super Bowl again. Who knows? But let's get into the episode. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see what RG3 can do in year number 2. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, Aaron Rodgers, last episode in free agency, he was a free agent because he only had 1 year left on his deal. He signed with the Detroit Lions. So Aaron Rodgers is now back in the division, but against us on Detroit. It's going to be pretty weird. So whatever the first game is we play against Detroit, we will have to jump in to see Aaron Rodgers in that uniform. It's going to be pretty crazy. But now we can get into the video. Hope you guys go and enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get this one underway. All right, here we are, week 1 of 2017, and the first thing we got to do is load in the draft class. We should be all very familiar with this draft class by now on this channel. It is the 2018 NFL draft class. We have a whole series, not necessarily based around this draft class, but it was the first draft class that we used. This is the Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, Bradley Chubb, Denzel Ward, Baker Mayfield draft class. This is what this is. Now, as far as quarterbacks are concerned, there are some couple good ones in here. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. We're not in the market for any of them. Running backs, I could look for a new running back. I would not be opposed to it. I know we have a couple good ones, and we even just drafted, what? Did we draft Zeke in this series? I think we did. But I would not be opposed to getting somebody like a Saquon Barkley or a Nick Chubb. That's probably about the only two that I would consider. And then as for wide receivers, we're always stacked on wide receivers, but you can never have too many, am I right? You can always have extra receivers. So DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Courtland Sutton, Michael Gallup, probably not, though. Those are probably the top guys that I would go for. Tight ends, I always use a tight end, especially a guy like Mark Andrews, who I rarely ever get, if ever. So maybe I'll make Mark Andrews my priority for this draft. And then offensive line, we can always use offensive linemen because I'm always having to let them go because I can't pay them. So it's nice to have backups that are quality. So we can always grab some offensive linemen in the draft. Ooh, this is the Quentin Nelson draft. I love Quentin Nelson. He's one of my favorite offensive linemen in the league. He's definitely going to be at the top of my list. Maybe he's even my first round pick. I don't even know. I don't even freaking know, big dog, what's going to happen. Defensive line, Bradley Chubb. We know Bradley Chubb's a weird one in this because we've seen series on the channel where he's developed into like the greatest player of all time, and we've also seen series where he's just been kind of whatever. So we'll see what he is in this one, but he's a very good player, at least in this. Vita Vea would be awesome to get. Deron Payne. There's some very high quality options. I will say that. Some very, very high quality options at certain positions that I could certainly see ourselves going after and maybe even drafting. You never really know, do you? You never know what I'm going to do. I'm a wild card, baby. I am an absolute wild card. I don't even know what I'm going to do. That's what makes me so scary. I don't know what I'm going to do. Free safety would probably be my top 5, top 3 even position of need, just because free safety is not necessarily the easiest position to come by in the draft. There are some good ones coming up in the future, but I mean, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick in this one and Jesse Bates. So if you want to get a lockdown free safety, you might as well get in this draft. But there are some guys in the first round that I would certainly like to have on this team. As far as the squad goes, RG3, he did also, I didn't even mention that last episode, because we went to the Super Bowl and he had such a good year, he went up to X Factor. So that even helps him even more. We'll see what happens, though. Like I said with the offensive line, Quentin Nelson's probably at the top of my list because we have Trey Turner, we have Ali Marpet. We could kick somebody over to left guard to improve on Trey Turner, or we could just have Trey Turner start there and have Quentin Nelson. There's all kinds of different possibilities we can do there. And then on the defense, like I said, with free safety, we could always use an extra free safety, but we do have Kevin Byard and Budda Baker, so maybe not this series, but there's always room for free safeties, that's for sure. Defensively, we're unbelievable. We did just move D Ford up to left outside linebacker. We kicked Deion Jones inside to the middle, and we moved Dante Fowler to be the starter. We have great D tackle depth. We have great cornerback depth. We got Marshawn Lattimore in the last year's draft as well. So, I mean, this team is primed and ready to go for a Super Bowl. And like I said in the last episode, you could pretty much plug in whatever quarterback you wanted, and we could be pretty good. Now, I don't know if we could get to the Super Bowl like we did with RG3, but we'd be pretty good. As far as our capital goes, we have, count them, 4 first-round picks. New England, Indianapolis, Dallas, and Pitt. Those are our first-round picks for this season. We have a lot of draft picks this year, a lot of fifth-round picks. And then we have 3 first-round picks next year, and we have only our own first-round pick in 2020, but we can change that, obviously, with trade downs the next 2 years. So we've got a lot of assets. We really need New England, Indianapolis, Dallas, and Pittsburgh to be bad this year. I don't know if they're going to be bad, but we need them to be bad this year. All right, so I'm going to simulate to the Week 8 mark, although, let me check the schedule really quick, because if the Lions come up before Week 8, then I'll stop. What is the... Okay, the Lions are in Week 4, so we might as well just simulate to Week number 4 here, and then we can see Aaron Rodgers in a Lions uniform, and then we'll get to Week number 8 and be ready to go for, like, scouting and all that kind of stuff. We did lose... Did we play the Eagles first week? We lost to them. That's not good. Not good at all. Oh, no, we didn't play the Eagles week 1. Who did we play week 1? I don't know. But we lost them till them week 1. We beat the Eagles, and now we sit at 1-1 early on. Mahomes gets an upgrade point. What if Mahomes, as a backup, develops higher overall than what RG3 is now? That'd be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy. That could happen. That's a very good possibility. Against the Denver Broncos, final game of simulation before we jump in and see Aaron Rodgers in a Lions uniform. And we do win. So they're 0-3 with Rodgers. And they also have Von Miller, too. Didn't we have Von Miller? We traded him to the Lions? That must be what happened. Because I know we had Von Miller in the series. Maybe that's another... I don't remember. I do a lot of stuff, okay? I can't remember exactly. Although I do want to make sure before we jump into this game, I want to make sure that Rodgers is wearing the correct uniform number. So he is wearing number 50. Yeah, see, you can't be going into a Lions game with Aaron Rodgers and he's not wearing number 12. So, although they don't have it available. Who's wearing number 12 for your freaking organization? Who's wearing 12? Number 12 is worn by... I mean, if it's this low, then it doesn't deserve to be held. Who's got it? It's held by T.J. Jones, third-year player out of a Golden Domer. He's a Golden Domer. That's just disrespectful. Put on number 13 and be happy. Give me Rodgers. Rodgers! All right, he does look weird in that Lions uniform, by the way. I tried to offer him a contract to come back to Green Bay as a backup, but he just didn't accept it. He wanted to go to Detroit for some reason. All right, so he's wearing the correct number. Now we can jump in and see him actually in the game as a Detroit Lion. It's going to be pretty weird, but let's go see it. All right, and we're on defense to start out. That's perfect. We get to see Aaron Rodgers in a Detroit Lion uniform in Ford Field. This just feels gross. This just feels absolutely wrong and gross and disgusting, but it is what it is. Rodgers chose to go here, and he's here. And we're already making him under pressure here. He throws it in. Bobby Wagner almost had the interception, but it's incomplete. 4th and 10. I thought that was going to be a pick. I thought that was going to be an absolute interception. 3rd and 6. Who do we even go here? Do we go Odell, the white Odell Beckham Jr.? Possibly. Or do we go Megatron underneath? He takes it, and Megatron against his actual team in real life, the Detroit Lions, and just put that together. And he got a big gain. So where do we go next? Travis Kelce, maybe? Maybe a little Kelce action, a little Swifty. Uh-oh. RG3's in trouble. I didn't make my decision quick enough. And Daniels brings me down. That's not ideal at all. That was very avoidable. I just kind of screwed that up there. I kind of wanted to, throw it to Kelce, and then oh my God, that one was not my fault. Robert Quinn got there so quickly. Those routes didn't even have a chance to develop before Robert Quinn got into the backfield and sacked me. That's back-to-back sacks. That is not good for RG3. Does he have the arm to throw it to somebody? Maybe, but I'm not going to find out because I'm getting attacked again. I got to throw it. It's going to be Le'Veon Bell. He drops it. It's 4th and 28. That was a bad drive for the Green Bay Packers. Very, very bad drive. I might not jump in anymore. We do get the field goal to tie, but the Lions score. Is Aaron Rodgers gonna school us? Is he going to cook us here against his former team? Does he have no regrets? No regrets? We lead 13-10. Oh, we got the ball back. We got the ball back. It's a little sexy here at the 20-yard line, 3rd and 1. I kind of want to just throw a jump ball to Calvin Johnson, but I know that's not going to work, so I got to play it safe. We are going to roll out here, though, and step up with Robert Griffin. He's going to get the first down. I thought maybe throwing that to Devontae Adams, but I didn't know if it would actually complete or not. We do get the touchdown anyway. 20-17 Lions score. Rodgers does it. He delivers. And we score a touchdown again, 27-17. But the Lions score again, 27-24. Rodgers is battling with us, but we hold on for the victory. We beat Aaron Rodgers in a Lions uniform. It still doesn't feel right. Look at him in there. It's gross. He looks weird in a Lions uniform. He looks super weird in a Lions uniform. But we did it. We beat him. We didn't outplay him at quarterback, though. That's for sure. But it doesn't matter because we got the win anyway. And now we can simulate to week number 8. And do all the scouting and all that kind of good stuff, all the stuff we really care about. Get the upgrades for the boys. All right, I will see you guys at week number 8. All right, we have arrived at week number 8, and we are 6-1. So RG3 is delivering on his goal of stopping Patrick Mahomes from getting the starting job. He's doing a very good job at that, and it looks like we might be saying goodbye to some very well-loved people, except for I might try to keep him around. So Calvin Johnson's 31 now. That makes me sad. We've had him since the beginning. Let's see. Let's just take a little look here. I might need to do a little restructuring. I don't want to get too crazy with the restructuring, but there's a lot of guys that I kind of want to keep around. So who knows what's going to happen with that. That's for future Juice to figure out. And I didn't change my scout again. We still have a tackle scout, which we don't really need anymore. But we'll still scout him regardless. Let's go to probably interior. Interior crocodile alligator. Let's see. Let's do interior because that gets Quentin Nelson up to like 95%. So let's do that. Let's do that. And interior, honestly, is probably more of a need than tackles are. So it's good regardless. All right, let's get to week 11. Then we can do our focus players. Then we can simulate the rest of the season. We beat the Bears. Bears. And now we play the LA Rams. Yeah. And we beat them as well. And another breakout quarterback scenario for RG3, even though he's already an X Factor. I guess if he gets it, I'll take the points, like the XP points. I'll take the bonus goals, whatever he gets for it. I doubt that he's actually going to do it, but give it to me. Come on. I've never seen a quarterback that already has an X Factor actually complete a breakout for an X Factor. So show me it can happen, please. And my controller is dead. There we go. It's once an episode at least. Once an episode at least. Week 11 bye. Did he get it? Did he get the thing? No, he didn't. I've never seen it happen. Maybe that's why it doesn't happen, because he already has X Factor. Maybe it's coded to never happen. But why even give me the scenario if he's never going to get it? I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid. But let's do our focus players. So we've got our favorites here. I might, now that we might be losing Le'Veon Bell because of reasons, contract reasons, we might need to scout Nick Chubb. But I don't know. I definitely want to scout like Dallas Goedert. We know that Mark Andrews is going to be amazing. Will Hernandez is top 5. I've never seen that before. Let's see. We already know Quentin Nelson is going to be fantastic. I probably want to use this on Orlando Brown, I would guess. So Dallas Goedert, Wyatt Teller, Orlando Brown. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. $20 million in available money, but obviously our cap room in 2018 is not good. So we definitely need to re-sign Travis Frederick. That is a big goal. We probably also need to bring back Trey Turner. Jordan Iloka is whatever. Calvin I want to bring back. Malcolm Butler's no. The rest of these guys are a no unless they're option players. Garoppolo's a no. I mean, Devontae's probably even a no. Is there anybody? How much money can I free up in the salaries? How much money? So we got J.J. Watt. We can't restructure his. Can't restructure Gilmore. Well, this isn't off to a good start, is it? Can't restructure J.J. Can't restructure Gilmore. The first guy that we can restructure is Odell Beckham Jr. That's not going to free up. That's going to free up $860K. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it to restructure these contracts. We can't restructure some of the big ones, which would obviously make the biggest difference. Like if we could restructure JJ's, that would help us out. But yeah, we are going to be trading some more people this offseason, or this end of season, which is a little upsetting because a lot of these guys have been with us since the beginning. But hey, it is what it is. When you got no money, you got no money. What can I say? So I'm going to simulate to the end of the year, and we'll see if RG3 can keep this hot streak up and get us to the 1 seed. We've made it to the end of the year, and RG3 is giving us a hard case to stay as the starting quarterback of this Green Bay Packers squad. 14-3 and the number 1 seed in the NFC, and maybe in all of the NFL. Do we have the best record? Yeah, well, I mean, we're number 1, so that must mean that we did have the best record, even though the Patriots tied with us. I'm going to say we had the best record in all of the NFL. And RG3 led the team, or finished third in passing yards around the league, and had the most touchdowns out of the top 3, so that's nice. Le'Veon Bell also led the league in rushing yards, so it looks like we just dominated all types of things. And this is a fantastic season from RG3. I mean, come on. Is Mahomes really going to be putting up different numbers? I don't know. 4,100, maybe more yards. 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 73% completion percentage. He's killing the game. RG3 is good. And then there's the league leader in rushing yards, 1,600 yards, 20 touchdowns for Le'Veon Bell. Probably going to have to leave after this season. Odell, the white Odell, had 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson, 800 yards, 11 touchdowns. It's going to be sad if I have to let Calvin go. I'm going to be real sad. He's been with us since the very beginning. I think he was here. He was like one of the first trades I ever made in 2007. He was like a rookie or something. I traded for him. He's won Super Bowls with us. Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles, as no one is shocked. 101. Deion Jones moving inside. It's a good choice. 89 tackles for him. 79 for Mack. 70 for Vernon Hargrave. 64 for J.J. Watt and Landon Collins. Tackle for loss leader is Khalil Mack with 15. 13 for Watt and Aaron Donald. And the sack leader is Mr. J.J. Watt. 14.5. D Ford had 10.5. Now he's standing up as a linebacker. Nice to see. Donald with 8.5. Fowler 7.5. Mack 6. Interception leader is Wagner and Vernon Hargraves with 3 apiece. And then Gilmore had 1. So some good stats. Good stats across the board. But now it's playoff time, big dogs. It is playoff time. Carolina, they tied in a game. That's rare to see in a simulation, but they did. And we beat them 22-14. We now play the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC title game, which we will jump into and try to win. I guess let's go get it. There's nothing else really to say. They still got Patrick Willis. He's a veteran. He's old. But he's still out here with an X Factor, and he's leading this team in tackles with 135. That's kind of crazy. But we're at Lambeau Field. It's in December or early January. It's going to be cold. Let's get it. All right, we are here against the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC title game. They lead 7-0. We put a touchdown on the board at 7-7. Come on, RG3. I need you to deliver for me. Field goal, 10-7. Ooh, we're driving down the field 17-7, but the Niners come back quickly with a touchdown, 17-14. At the end of the half, we put up another one, 24-14 now. I don't know how it got to that, but I like it. 24-21, 31-21, 31-28. The Niners are back and forth with us. 31-35. The game is on the line here. We must have turned it over at the last second. It's 31. Oh, my God. This is not good. This is not good at all. 39-42, and we will lose in the NFC title game to the San Francisco 49ers. So RG3 has gotten us to a Super Bowl and to an NFC championship in his 2 seasons, but he hasn't been able to get the job done. You got to think that maybe if RG3 was not the quarterback, if Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback, maybe, just maybe, we'd be in the Super Bowl right now and we'd have extra rings. I don't know. It's not for me to decide, really. It's not for me to decide because RG3's contract is not up. It'll be the Niners versus the Patriots. Who's going to get the Super Bowl? I hope it's the Patriots. If it's not going to be me, I'd prefer it to be New England. But I can't be making these decisions just yet because I got to trade some people now. It's a good thing I didn't skip that. That would have been heartbreaking. So RG3 is playing up to a very good overall. We got to trade Le'Veon Bell. We probably also have to trade Calvin Johnson, which I do not want to do. That's going to make me cry. I love Calvin Johnson. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Re-sign period. We're going to have to trade Le'Veon Bell. We're going to have to trade Travis Frederick too, aren't we? I just don't have any money. And we tried to see the renegotiation, or the whatchamacallits, the restructuring. And I couldn't do it. None of the big contracts needed restructuring. So we're not going to trade George Iloka, or if we do, we put him in a package with somebody else. But we're going to have to start with Le'Veon Bell. So let's trade Le'Veon Bell here. Just get it out of the way. We've got Zeke, so we don't need to get a running back. Can I just get some... I can probably get like the first overall pick if I absolutely want to. I might want to. Give me the first overall. It's Minnesota. Give me the first overall pick and then your next 2 first round picks, and I'll take that for Le'Veon Bell. All right, maybe not. So give me... Honestly, I don't need a 2019 pick. Give me the first round pick And then give me second round pick. No. Okay, just give me this then. No. All right. Well, stop being stingy then. Give me a first in 2020 and then a second and a third in 2018. I'm fine with that. That's cool. We get the top pick in the second and third rounds, which is nice, and we get a first round pick in 2020. So now we have 2. And Le'Veon Bell goes to Minnesota. Travis Frederick is up next. We need to trade him to get another center. I thought we were going to be good with our center, but we need to look for a center that's also very good overall and has a little bit more years on his deal than Frederick did. So, because I feel like we just traded for him a couple episodes ago. Marquise Pouncey would be nice. He has 3 years left, so that's an option. Let's see. Who else is a good option? It's really only Marquise Pouncey, isn't it? Sean Harlow is no development trade, so that's off the table. Mike Pouncey only has 2 years left. I think it's going to be Marquise Pouncey. He's, what, 28? He's 28 years old. He plays for the 49ers, who just beat us. He's got 3 years on his deal. I think this is fine just straight up, right? Yeah, just straight up. I don't need any draft picks after that. That's perfectly fine. Devontae Adams next up. I don't think we need to trade for a receiver. Let me take a look at our receiver depth. What are we looking at? So we've got Odell. We've got Calvin, who we'll probably have to trade. Yeah, okay, so we do have to trade for a receiver because we have Cooper Kupp, we have Chris Godwin, but I'd like to trade for another receiver. So let's trade Devontae Adams for another receiver. Who's that receiver going to be? Your guess is as good as mine. I do not know. What's Antonio Brown's contract? That's very expensive. I don't think we can handle that. Tyreek. There's Tyreek. We could get him, but I don't know. Probably not Tyreek. Let's go for somebody that I don't ever get. I never get Julio, but he's way too expensive. Who do I never have on my teams? Corey Coleman is a superstar development at 85 overall. That's somebody I never have on my team. That could be pretty fun. You know what? Let's see if we can get him. Where's he at? What team is he on? The Lions? Yeah. Let's reunite Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and see if we can get Corey Coleman. So they didn't like that. What about if I switch this and we just send Calvin to... Oh, they can't accept... Okay. Never mind. Corey Coleman's not on the table. I guess Devontae Adams isn't going to be that valuable. What's his trade block value? Or trade finder value? Jamie Collins, Keanu Neal, Marquise Goodwin. So he's getting guys around the low 80s. Ooh, Darrelle Revis. I might do that. I know he's old, but I love Darrelle Revis. Another one of my favorite players of all time. I might do that. Send him to the Jets. We get a 2020 second round pick. Thank you, New York. New York, New York. I appreciate you, big dogs. All right, now we have to trade Calvin Johnson for a first round or for a wide receiver. But we have to trade with a team that has cap room to take him because he's very expensive. So is there any team that has cap room, or are we just going to let Calvin walk? Patriots have cap room, but they don't have a receiver that I want. Who else has cap? Is it just the Patriots? The Patriots are the only team in the NFL that has cap room? That's despicable. Who else has cap room? There's got to be another team in the NFL that has cap room. Come on. What are we doing here? It's only the Patriots. The Patriots are the only team in the NFL that has positive cap room that can handle Calvin Johnson's contract. So I guess I'll send in my favorite team. You know what? Give me Kenny Golladay. No, give me Dante Moncrief. And then give me... What else you got in this team? Not a whole lot. A lot of bad. Why am I a fan of this team? Oh, you were in the Super Bowl. That's right. Yeah, you're in the Super Bowl right now. Oh, that means if I trade Calvin to the Patriots and they win the Super Bowl, he gets another Super Bowl ring. Oh, well, let's do that then. Let's give him another Super Bowl ring. But you don't have anything else that I want. Except for maybe Manti Te'o. Throw in Manti Te'o and a draft pick, and we can call it a career. Give me your next first-round picks. That's enough value for Calvin. Okay, maybe just 2020 first-round pick. There we go. So we get Dante Moncrief, Manti Te'o, and a first-round pick in 2020. So now we have 3 first-round picks in 2020 for Calvin Johnson, who now gets to go and play for a Super Bowl. So congratulations to him. You're welcome, Calvin. Now we have to trade Trey Turner for a left guard or right guard, either one. Let's start with left guards and see if there's somebody that is worth trading for. Andrew Whitworth is playing left guard. Okay. Rodney Hudson is cool. A lot of these guys are just kind of average. And the guys that are good are old and on the last year of their deal. Wow, this isn't that good of a pool, is it? Let's go to the right guards. There got to be some better right guards. Here we go. So we got Davin Joseph. We got David DeCastro. Didn't I just lose David DeCastro? I feel like he was on my team previously. Who's this? This is Sean Andrews. Kyle Long. How old is Kyle Long? 28. Kelechi Osemele's 28. Who was that? That was Zach Martin. Hello. If I could pair Zach Martin and Quentin Nelson, two of the greatest offensive linemen of all time, I would do that. I'll just do it straight up. I don't need a draft pick. There you go. Boom! We snag Zach Martin. That's a big boy. That is an absolute big boy. Oh, I didn't see that Darrelle Revis was on the last year of his deal. That's disappointing. So really, we only traded Devonta Adams for a second-round pick in 2020. That's kind of disgusting. But we need to trade George Iloka now. We need to trade George Iloka. And we need to trade... Who was the other guys? It was George Iloka. None of the tackles. Who was it? Iloka. Kevin Pierre-Louis, but he's not going to go for anything. Darrelle Revis, because he's only got 1 year left. We probably need to trade for a corner now that I think about it. Oh, and Malcolm Butler. That's right. So let's trade all these guys for a corner. Sucks that I can't keep Darrelle Revis around. I didn't realize he only had 1 year left. Or he didn't have a year left. But that's the cost of doing that kind of trade. You can't really see their contracts unless you, like, negotiate the trade. But I didn't do that, did I? Who can we get? Darius Butler. Who do we want? We can pretty much get whoever we want if we think about it. We got enough draft picks if I want to. So who do I want to get? Logan Ryan, by the way, just retired recently in real life. Good Patriot. Won a couple Super Bowls. D. Milliner is an 84 overall, 25 years old, star development. Do you think we could turn him into something? Possibly. Ooh, X-Man. I want to get X-Man. Give me Xavier Howard. Give me Xavier Howard, and what else you got in this team? Xavier Howard. You got Eli Manning? Okay. There's McCaffrey. Another receiver, maybe? Zay Jones? Nah, not really. Offensive lineman. You don't really got anything I like. You got Mo Wilkerson, though. That's cool. Preston Smith, B.J. Raji. He's expensive. Chandler Jones is older at 27. There's Clay Matthews. Oh, this is the Raiders. That's right. I didn't even realize it was the Raiders we were trading with. I traded Clay Matthews here a couple years ago. Probably can't get Chandler Jones and Xavier Howard. I might as well just go for draft picks. Just give me some draft picks. I guess I'll take, I don't know, a first and a second in 2019. I'm fine with that. Wait, what'd that say? No cap room. Oh. What about if I take away that? How's that? I know that they got to give me somebody back. Give me freaking Josh Reynolds. How's that? Declined. Oh, I want Xavier Howard. Okay, I probably won't be able to get Xavier Howard. I gotta find a team that has cap room for all three of these guys. Malcolm Butler. Who was the other one I was trading away? It was George Iloka, Malcolm Butler, and who? I forget already. Who was it? It was George. It was Malcolm. It was Darrell. That's right. So we got to find a team that has cap room to take all these guys. The Ravens have enough. Who's their cornerback room? Jalen Ramsey. Can't get him unless we can. No, we cannot. I didn't mean to take Iloka out of there. We can most certainly not get Jalen Ramsey. So let's keep looking around. Another team that has cap room is the Vikings, and they have Cromartie, Cyrus Jones. Nope. Another team that has cap room is... That's it? For all three of these guys, you can't take anybody? Oh, come on. What are we talking about here? All right, I guess we have to trade with the Vikings. And you have to give me... Oh, God, this is just bad. I don't want to trade with the Vikings, do I? Give me Demarius Randall and Cyrus Jones, and we can call it a day. Or not. I guess I can give you a draft pick. All our draft picks are not that great. Because all the teams apparently played really well, including the Patriots, who went to the Super Bowl. We haven't seen if they won it yet, obviously, but they went to the Super Bowl. I'll give you a freaking 5. I have a couple 5s. How's that? Trade declined. I can give them a 3rd. It's not that big of a deal. I'll give them a 3rd. I have a bunch of them. Declined. Whatever. You're being stubborn now. Take a couple 5s and be happy. I'm not even getting that much back. I'm getting 2 bad, not bad, but not great players. Nobody else here is going to be valuable, and I'll accept the options on the rest of those guys. So we were able to get a couple first-round picks for 2020. I think that's pretty solid. But now we can advance. I had to let go of Calvin Johnson. That's not I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. Advance the week. Who wins the Super Bowl? Please be the Patriots, because then Calvin would get a Super Bowl. He did! Calvin gets a Super Bowl ring. Oh, I love it. Thank you, New England. Calvin Johnson is a Super Bowl champion again. That warms the heart. That warms the old hearts. Deshaun Watson's the MVP. Sam Bradford is the MVP of the league. Okay. Melvin Gordon is the Offensive Player of the Year for the 49ers. Jason Pierre-Paul is the Defensive Player of the Year for the Saints. Deshaun Watson gets Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Patriots. And Myles Garrett for the Titans is your Defensive Rookie of the Year. So now that we're here, hold on. Now that we're at the season recap, let me just take a little recap. So we lost last year. That was the RG3 year. We just beat them with Aaron Rodgers, and we went 2 in a row with Rodgers. So we went back-to-back with Rodgers, 3 straight, but only won 2. So right now, Rodgers is the only quarterback that has won a Super Bowl for us. Can RG3 change that, or do we have to look to Patrick Mahomes? He had a good season as a backup. He went up to like an 81 or 82 overall or something like that. So, I mean, he did something right in practice, holding that clipboard. So the re-sign period, we had to accept the options of Landon Collins, of Dante Fowler, not Jimmy Garoppolo, of Mitch Morse, and I think that was it, right? Yeah, that's all the options we can accept. Everybody else will walk, and we will be Gucci gang. Let's advance. The only trade up that I might do is to trade up to get Quentin Nelson. I think that's going to be the one that I do. Because we can move Zach Martin to, well, we can move Quentin Nelson to left guard. And then have Quentin Nelson play right guard. And then our offensive line would be unbelievably good. So that might be what I do. But before we get to like the draft stuff, I need to adjust the lineup and see if there's any other development traits. So generate best lineup. Zeke now starts at running back. Dante Moncrief is the second best wide receiver on this team. I don't know about that. Let's move Stephon Diggs up there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Offensive line looks good. Zach Martin's already playing left guard, so if we just get Quentin Nelson, pop right in there. Offensive line's amazing. We got Kelsey. And then the defense still looks amazing. Dante Fowler moves over to the right side. I guess that doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, we're unbelievably talented. We are unbelievably talented, and we just need to get a couple extra guys in the draft to make this team over the top good. And I think we can accomplish that if I just trade up a little bit. So first off, we got to find out what mock draft number 5 has everybody going. Then we can make our decisions and trade everybody. I don't even know what else after Quentin Nelson we would need, because we're pretty much good at every position. I guess we could use a little bit of corner depth. We could use a little bit of wide receiver depth. We could use a little bit of tight end depth, and that's where Mark Andrews comes into play. We could use maybe another backup running back besides Aaron Jones. There's a couple backup roles that we could have that could really work out for us, I guess. But other than that, it's not like we need a starter other than Quentin Nelson. So we're pretty much good to go. We are pretty much good to rock and rolla. The Ayatollah of rock and rolla. I'll scout Vita Vea, and I'll also scout, I don't freaking know, big dog. Maybe Jair Alexander? Sure. We already know he's going to be amazing, but might as well scout him. All right, the most crucial part. Mock draft number 5. How far am I going to have to trade up? Saquon going number 1. Vita Vea is 5. This is good. This is good. Okay. Number 11. That's not that far off from number 18, which is our first pick. And you see Will Hernandez has dropped down from top 5 true talent to the round 1 talent. That's crucial. All right, so our first pick is right here, pick 18. Perfectly fine. We could draft Lamar Jackson if I wanted to, but I don't want to. All right, so we're in a good spot. We don't really have to trade up for anybody else because I don't want, or at least I don't need anybody else except for Quentin Nelson. So I'll take pick 18. We'll trade it. Actually, I might even take whatever other pick is, pick 20. I might take pick 20. Or maybe I'll take pick 32 because I'm a psycho. I can do whatever I want. But I might just take pick 18. And trade up to pick 11. We can draft Quentin Nelson. And then we can pretty much just ride it out with whatever else is available. So, yeah, I'm going to go do that really quickly. Trade up from 18 to 11. Or maybe 10. And I'll catch you guys when I got that done. Okay, I have moved up from 18 to number 10 with the Atlanta Falcons. So we now have the pick before the Texans, who are projected to take Quentin Nelson in the draft. I don't think I'm going to trade up with any other teams. I think I might as well just stick and take Quentin Nelson and then take whoever else is available. There's going to be some good guys available. Probably Fred Warner is going to be available. Whoever else, it doesn't really matter. Let's start drafting. Quentin Nelson's really the treasure of this draft. So number 1 pick is, in fact, Saquon Barkley by the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Rosen's now in Miami. Good luck with that. Baker Mayfield's in LA. Good luck with that. Denzel Ward heads to Chicago. Sam Darnold's in Philadelphia. Good luck with that. Roquan Smith is in Kansas City. Lions take Minkah. Saints.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Really? Really? He was projected to go 11. I traded up to 10 because I didn't want anybody to do that. Well, I guess I can take Vita Vea now. Oh, that's so stupid. He wasn't even projected to go top 10 and he went top 10. I hate this game so much. That's so annoying, man. I did all that to trade to get him and he doesn't even fall to me. Oh, I hate this game. I hate it. I hate it. It's so stupid. So stupid. Derwin James, Taven Bryan, Josh Allen's in Tennessee. Marcus Davenport. There goes Lamar B. All right, we're up again. You got DJ Moore possibility. I do like that. I don't think I've ever drafted DJ Moore. I had the possibility of getting Nick Chubb, which is cool. But I don't think I've ever drafted DJ Moore. I kind of want to get him. Kind of want to get myself some DJ Moore action in here. I don't remember taking him ever. I've always gone for other receivers, and he's always been gone before I've had the opportunity. So, might as well take him. McGlinchey, Hayden Hurst, Dallas Goedert, Frank Ragnow, Nick Chubb, Leighton Vander Esch, who I think just had to retire because of like a neck injury or something. Let's see. Okay, so we got Braden Smith available, which would be my right guard replacement, quote unquote, for Quentin Nelson, even though there's nobody that can replace Quentin Nelson. We do have back-to-back coming up here pretty soon. I'll take Braden Smith just so we have a guy that can take over possibly for Ali Marpet in the future. Unfortunately, he's only normal development, which kind of sucks. All right, now we have back-to-back picks. Back-to-back picks. We could take Darius Leonard, or Shaquille Leonard, as he's called now. Or I could just grab Mark Andrews and be done with it, which I might just do. I might just grab him just for the heck of it. Oh, Jair's still here. I thought Jair went. Interesting. Well, I'm going to reach a little bit, probably. I'm going to take Mark Andrews with this pick, and then I'm going to take Jair with the next pick. I thought Jair went already. I didn't realize that he got his thing was changed. I could have sworn last time I did this draft that he was like a top 5 pick, or at least a round 1 pick. now he's out here round 3 to 4. I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to take him. I know it's probably a little bit of a reach, I guess you could say, but I'm going to take him. I don't care. He's a first-round talent. We all know that. So I'm getting pretty good picks. We're getting, even though we didn't get Quentin Nelson, who was the guy that I absolutely wanted out of everybody in this class. We didn't get him, but we are going to get some pretty decent players. So we lose out on Darius Leonard, but we still have Fred Warner, so we might as well take him. We can move him inside too if we need to. All right, so Fred Warner, we have another pick right here. Who are we going to take? Who are we going to take? We could take Uchenna Nwosu. I just saw him there. We could take Uchenna Nwosu. Maybe we could take Orlando Brown. Get some extra offensive line depth. Where's Uchenna projected to go? He's projected to go pretty far. Or pretty quick. Does Orlando Brown fit the team better than Nwosu? When's my next pick? It's round 3, pick 1. I bet Orlando Brown makes it there. I'm going to take Nwosu. And then we're going to have Orlando Brown hopefully at round 3, pick 1. So Nwosu on the table. He is only normal development, but I do like Nwosu. Very good player. And we'll hope that Orlando Brown made it to this pick. Did he, in fact, do that? He did. All right, so Orlando Brown, welcome to the squad. You are now on the Green Bay Packers. Congratulations. Super Bowls are in your future, hopefully. We're having ourselves quite the good draft. We're getting a lot of good talented players. A lot of good value. We could take Wyatt Teller with this pick. That might be the move. Let's grab Wyatt Teller, and then we can come back and get J.C. Jackson with another pick. Only normal development for him. So the only offensive linemen that I've taken so far have had normal... Well, I took Orlando Brown. The guards that I've taken have had normal development, which kind of sucks. Because the guard is the position that we need pretty much the most. We'll grab J.C. Jackson, and then I can pretty much let the CPU handle the rest of it. It's not like I need to draft any more guys. They're all going to be backups anyway, so... Round 5, pick 11. I think we have a bunch of 5th-round picks, don't we? We only have 2. I think I traded one away, but we have a lot of 6th-round picks. Out of all these guys, yeah, I don't need any of these guys. They're probably going to draft them anyway because they're on my board, but I'm going to let the CPU handle the rest of this draft. I got all the guys that I wanted, except for Quentin Nelson. I hate you, New Orleans. I hate you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that they took him. Draft recap. How'd we do? 73 for Vita Vea, 73 for DJ Moore, 76 for Braden Smith, 79 for Mark Andrews, 81 for Jair Alexander, Fred Warner 76, 69 for Nwosu, nice. Orlando Brown's 75, Teller's 70, JC's a 76. They did take the guys that was on my board. Harrison Phillips, Trey Flowers, then a bunch of guys that I'll probably cut. All right, how's the rest of the class looking? Quentin Nelson. We would have had the top 3 players in the class if they would have just let me take him. I'll never forgive them. I will never forgive the New Orleans Saints. I'm never rebuilding you. You don't deserve my rebuild. You can stay in obscurity forever. All right, let's wrap up the video with a little bit of a recap of what the team looks like. Generate the best lineup. I mean, Mahomes is getting closer. RG3's an 87. I think I'm going to give him another season. Although I don't know what his contract looks like. Does he have... Is this his last year? No, he's got 2 years left, so he's got this year and next year. At some point, he's going to have to... We're going to have to decide on the quarterback. I don't know if it's going to be this next episode or when it's going to be, but we're going to have to decide at some point who the quarterback of this team is going to be. Defensively, I mean, this team is just unbelievably talented. We have a great depth at D-tackle now. This team is fantastic. It's so good. If we don't win a Super Bowl next episode, I'm going to pass out. But that'll be it for the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.